So let us continue the discussion further on determination of residential status of an individual as per section 6 of the Income Tax Act 1961. In the last lecture we discussed when an individual is resident is when that individual satisfies any one of the two basic conditions. Basic condition number 1 is presence in India for 182 days or more during the concerned previous year. And basic condition number 2 is presence in India for 60 days or more during the concerned previous year and 365 days or more during 4 years immediately preceding the concerned previous year. These are the two basic conditions. But this basic condition number 2 of presence of 60 days or more and 365 days or more during 4 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year is not applicable in two situations. First, when Indian citizen who leaves India, that means who left India during the previous year, either as a member of crew of an Indian ship or for the purpose of employment outside India, for such an Indian citizen, you have to take a decision on his residential status only on basic condition number 1 of 182 days or more. Similarly, basic condition 2 is also not applicable when an Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin who comes on a visit to India during the previous year. In this case also, you have to take a decision only on the basic condition number 1, that is 182 days or more. This is what we have discussed in the last class. And who is non-resident when he does not satisfy both of the basic conditions. Please raise your hand if you remember this point. After this, now I will proceed, but please raise your hand if you remember this point, these points. So most of you remember these points, so that's nice. And now let us proceed to determine or to learn additional conditions also. So let me share the screen now. In Delhi, there is heavy rain today. I don't know what about in at your place, but in Delhi it's raining heavily. So 31st August 2021. So the topic which is being continued now is determination of residential status of an individual. Continued. We have covered basic conditions, basic 1 as well as basic 2. And whether an individual is resident or non-resident, it entirely depends on basic condition. There is no relationship with resident or non-resident with additional conditions. So if you have to tell only resident, non-resident, only basic condition. But once an individual has become resident, you have to tell whether this person is resident and ordinary resident or resident but not ordinarily resident. For this, you need to take the help of additional conditions, which we are doing now. So what is my additional condition number 1? The individual must be resident in India, not presence. There is a difference between the word present and resident. He must be resident in India in at least 2 years out of 10 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. do remember one thing, that in basic condition, the main concentration was on your current year. In my course, my current year is 2021. Current previous year is 2021. And in basic condition, current previous year is always relevant. Like in basic condition number 1, I need to check current previous year's presence. In basic condition number 2, I need to check current previous year's presence as well as last 4 years presence. But in additional condition, you do not check at all current year, because the current year is the concept which you have to apply for basic condition. So in additional condition, you never check current years. That is why I have what I have written is immediately preceding the relevant previous year. So what is my additional condition number 1? That ignoring your current previous year, which is 2020-21 in my case, in last 10 years, at least so because of heavy rain, there are some problem in Wi-Fi also today. Anyhow, ignoring current previous year, which is 2020-21, in the last 10 years. So what are those last 10 years? Previous year 19-20, okay, 18-19, 17-18, 16-17, 15-16, 14-15, 13-14, 12-13, 11-12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12 and 10, 11. In these 10 years, in any of the 2 years, if the person is resident, then additional condition number 1 is also satisfied. Now, can you tell me how will I check whether the person is resident or not in these years? Anyone who can tell me how will I check whether the person is resident or not in these 2 years? If I need to check whether the person is resident in this year 17-18, can you tell me how will I check? How will I check?
So he must fulfill at least one of the basic conditions
Of 17-18, in 17-18, am I right?
Yes, sir.
So that means, how will I check resident? That for whatever year you are checking the residential status, to check whether the person is resident or not, check again basic condition for that year. So if in this year I want to check whether the person is resident or not, I will check the basic condition, any of the 2 basic condition in 17-18. If satisfied, person becomes resident, otherwise not. I hope the point is clear. Second additional. In second, he must be present. He must be not resident, he must be present. So now this condition is using the word present. He must be present in India for 730 days or more during 7 years. During 7 years, immediately preceding the relevant previous year. That means you can notice one thing, that in additional conditions, my current previous year is of no relevance. I never check current previous year because that already I am using in basic condition. But in last 7 years, so which are these 7 years? Now in this, these are the 7 years. Okay, previous year 19-20, 18-19, 17-18, 16, 17, 15, 16, 14, 15, and 13, 14. The total of these 7 must be at least 730. So this is my additional condition number 2. So when any person satisfy, any individual, not person, I should not use the word person, any individual satisfies both of the additional conditions and any one of the basic, I will say that the person is ROR. If any individual satisfies any one of the basic and only one or none of the additional, I will call that person as RNOR. And if any person does not satisfy any of the basic, I will call that person as non-resident. With this, the normal provisions of determining residential status of an individual are complete. Please raise your hand if you have understood this point, because now I will give you one numerical for you to solve. So please raise your hand if you have understood this theoretical concept. Any doubt you can ask me, otherwise I am giving you a question now. Okay, so let me give you a numerical and you have to solve it by reading the theory. Now, do you want to note down anything on this page or shall I move forward? Have you noted down this page? Unmute and reply. Is there anyone who says that I should not move to the next slide? Anyone who is saying that I should not move to the next slide? I think everyone has noted down. So let us discuss in small numerical. Not discuss, you have to solve this numerical yourself. So let me check whether you can apply the theory yourself or not. Example. Now you have to solve this question. Try to solve this question. Slowly, take your time, no need to be in a hurry. So answer is not the target. There is no need to get any answer. In fact, I also don't know the answer. I will also solve. Conceptual clarity is the target, that whether you have applied the concepts correctly or not. Coincidentally, a person who has not applied the concept can also get correct answer. But Answer is not the target. Conceptual clarity is the target. Mr. Y, a foreign citizen and not a person of Indian origin, has come on a visit to India on 10th October 2020 for 190 days. He was present in India in different previous years for the following number of days. Previous year 19, 20, 60 days, 18, 19, 17, 18, 16, 17, 15, 16, 14, 15, 13, 14. Compute his residential status for the assessment year 21, 22. Take your time and try to tell me what is the answer. In fact, I also don't know the answer, so we all will check whether we are getting the same answer or not. Any answer? Take your time, no need to be in a hurry. But if anyone is
ROR.
okay, so let me note down, and we will see whether this is the correct answer or not. So one answer is ROR. Any other answer if you are getting? Or those who are getting ROR, they can raise the hands. Take your time and try to get it, whether it is correct or not. We have to see. Take your time, no need to be in a hurry. Others who are still continuing, please continue as per your time. No need to be in a hurry. Read the theory, which you must have written in your copies, and then see whether it is correct or not. Okay, so let us solve it now. ROR, most of the people are saying, but I don't know, so let me solve it. And you also tell me that why ROR. Now, anyone who can tell me that how you have checked it. What is my step one which I should apply in my mind? There is no need to write step one, but you should apply in your mind whether basic condition number one is satisfied or not. This is the first step always. So is basic condition number one satisfied?
No, sir.
No. Why?
So he only stayed for 173 days.
But in the question it is written that he stayed for 190 days.
But sir, before 31 March 2021, that totals 173 days.
Not before 31st March. It is
Sir, till
till
30.
31st. Okay. So that point you should always remember. Just because question says 190 days, it does not mean that it is 182 days or more during the year. So always you should check for your year. Since I have come on 10th October in previous year 2021, since I have come on 10th October, so for how many days of October I have stayed here? 31 minus 9, 22. Okay, November, December, Jan, Feb, and March. So total becomes 173 days. That means, though that is not required, but can you tell me on which day I left India? 190 days, so on which date I left India?
17th April, most probably.
Yes, so I left India on 17th April. Such questions can come in your personal tax planning. 17th April 2021, I left India. This person leaves India. That is not relevant in my case, but you must know that how do you compute such things. He leaves India. On 17th April 21, that is not required, of course. So I can say that basic condition number 1 is not satisfied. Why? Because my presence was only for 173 days and not for 182 days as required. Am I satisfying basic condition number 2? Yes. But will you check basic condition number 2 first?
Yes.
Or will you check whether this condition is applicable at all or not? This is my first point. I will not apply it numerically. I will check it theoretically whether it is applicable or not. Is it applicable? Because in two situations, basic condition number 2 is not at all applicable. So applying numerically is none of the business for the time being. First, you need to check whether it is applicable itself or not. So this person is coming on a visit. I know that when an Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin who comes on a visit, you cannot check basically. But I found that the person is neither an Indian citizen nor a person of Indian origin. So that is why I can say that basic condition number 2 is also to be applied. Okay, so always don't simply apply it numerically before first checking carefully whether it is applicable or not. There might be situations where you cannot even check this condition. If in the present example itself, suppose the assessee would have been an Indian citizen, I would not have applied basic condition number 2 and I would have become non-resident. But since the assessee is neither an Indian citizen nor a person of Indian origin and who is coming on a visit to India, then that means basic condition 2 is applicable. There is no exception granted for such people. And since it is applicable, it is satisfied because in the previous year 2021, the presence is 60 plus, as well as in last 4 years, the presence is 60, 200, 300, 0. Last 4 years, the presence is 60, 200, 300 plus nil. So it is 560. So I can say that yes, basic condition number 2 is fulfilled. So the person or the individual is resident, there is no need or there is no doubt about it. But the concept is that I have checked first my basic condition number 1, I found not applicable. I checked then basic condition number 2 whether it is applicable or not. I found that it is applicable. Then I checked numerically basic condition number 2. I found that it is satisfied. So the assessee has become resident. If this individual has become resident, then I need to check additional 1 and additional 2 also. to check carefully whether ordinarily resident or not ordinarily resident. Is additional number 1 satisfied? Is he resident in any 2 years out of 10 years immediately preceding the previous year?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is he resident
Sir.
for 1920? Is he resident for 1920?
No, sir.
Why? Why no?
So technically he is.
Right,
Yes,
right.
sir.
What do you mean by technically?
No,
There is
sir,
no
he
such word
is.
technically. He is or not. There is no such word technically. Technically क्या होता है इसमें? Either yes or no. So yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because in 1920 he might not be satisfying basic condition. He is not satisfying basic 1, but he is satisfying basic 2. In 1920 he is satisfying basic 2, which is what? 60 plus in the relevant year, and now the relevant year becomes 1920. Okay, relevant previous year means the year for which you are checking the residency. So now I am checking the residency of 1920. So the relevant previous year becomes 1920. So in 1920 it is 60 or more, as well as last 4 years now. How many days? 500. Okay, 200 plus 300 plus nil plus nil. Point clear? Is this
Yes.
point clear? So 1920 I am resident. Then what about 1819? Am I resident or not in 1819? In 1819 I am resident or non-resident?
Resident, sir.
Resident, because which condition, which basic is satisfied?
So
One.
Basic 1, 182 or more. Resident. I'm not supposed to check all other years. There is no need. If in any 2 years I have become resident, then my additional number 1 is also satisfied. Second, there is no need to check these continuously. That there was no need to check in sequence 19, 20, 18, 19. I checked it just to show you. Otherwise, by just having a look at this, you can directly say that in 1819 he is resident, in 1718 resident, in 1415 resident. So you can say that in these 2 years or in these 3 years, etc., clearly the person is resident. So no need to go in sequence like 1920, 18, 19, 17, 18. No. By having a look, you can easily check for any 2 years. So additional 1 is also satisfied in the present case. He is resident in 2 years, in at least 2 years out of 10 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. Okay. Is additional 2 satisfied? Now this is the question then. Is additional 2 satisfied? So now let us check the presence of 7 years. So the presence of 7 years is what? Ignoring your current year, which is 2021. 60, 200, 300, nil, nil, 350, nil. So that will be 7 days is 60 plus 200 plus 300 plus nil plus nil plus 350 plus nil. So total becomes 910. So this is also, so I can say that, who is this person? Mr. Y. So this is the conclusion. Is resident and ordinarily resident for the assessment year. Okay, this is the presentation for the assessment year 2021-22 because what? Because he fulfills or he satisfies basic condition number 2 of 60 days or more. Okay, this is how you should write. And both of the additional conditions. So this is a rough presentation. It is not fair presentation. I will show you the presentation later on. For the time being, let us be comfortable in doing the correct calculation. How to write it in the examination of undergraduate level or at any higher level where you have at any professional examination also. Presentation I will show you later on. From my book, I will show you that presentation, that whether if you are appearing for civil services with commerce option, then how you should write the theory of these numericals. If you are appearing in professional examinations, CS, ICW, etc., how you should write it. Even for undergraduate level, you should know how to write it or how to present it, because it satisfies basic condition 2 is 60 or more and both of the additional condition. Because writing only this will not be sufficient. You have to give the reason that in these years he is resident. In additional number 2, he was present for 910 days. So you have to be very specific in writing the answer. So presentation I will show you later. For the time being, you must know at least correct calculation. So if you have computed ROR with this reason, with these reasons which I have given, then that means your concepts are strong now. Please raise your hand if it is clear. You must not forget that it is not the presentation. Okay. For the time being, my purpose is to make sure that you know the concepts. Presentation I will tell you after some time. Please raise your hand if this point is clear. Okay, now let me give you another question. Let me see one question from my book. Okay, so let me show you one question and you have to solve it. And then I will show you now how you should present it for your higher level examination, professional level, civil services level, undergraduate level. Can you see this? This example, is it visible? Let me highlight it. Is this example visible? Is this highlighted text visible?
Yes, sir.
Mr. X, a foreign citizen, has been visiting India for 100 days in every financial year for the last 15 years. Find out his residential status for the assessment year 2021-22. Assume that he is not a person of Indian origin. So this is one example. Try to do it. And then I will show you how the presentation should be in the examination of any level. First to get the answer, and then I will show you the presentation. Take your time and then try to do it. No need to be in a hurry. Take your time. try to solve it, then I will show you the presentation. Anyone who got the answer?
Sir, RNOR.
Okay, so those who are getting the answer R and R, please raise your hands. Okay, now getting answer is not tough. Is there anyone? Can you show the presentation? Is there anyone who? Okay, let me show my presentation. Let me show that how you should present such questions. How you should present these. What is visible on the screen? Is still the book is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now see, this should be the presentation for any level. Your presentation should be such that everyone can understand it, not only you. When you write something, it doesn't mean that you have to understand it, others should. This should be okay. So first line you should ignore, because I have not yet discussed this concept with you. For the timing, you ignore this first line which is highlighted, ignore it, and then see how you should write. He is resident but not ordinarily resident for the assessment year 21-22, as he satisfies the basic condition 2 of presence of 60 days or more during 2020-21, and within bracket you write the number of days also, so that examiner knows that you know the exact number of days, 100 days, and 365 days or more, again within bracket 400 days during 4 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year 2021. Then you are also explaining to the examiner that the 4 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year 2021 are 19-20, 18-19, 17-18 and 16-17. Now you can see the presentation. That you must be very clear when you write any numerical, or when you write anything which has to be read by others. So your writing must reflect each and everything. So in this paragraph you are explaining to the reader that the person is RNOR. Why? Because he is satisfying the basic condition of 60 or more, as well as he is satisfying what? Only one of the additional conditions. Now which additional? Then you are also giving this reason that the addition. So you have to tell, you cannot simply write that he satisfies only one of the additional. You have to tell which is satisfied and why it is satisfied. You have to tell which is not satisfied and why it is not satisfied. So the additional condition which is satisfied is what? Now see the reading, a presentation. This should be the presentation. There can be another way also of presenting the question or solving the numerical, so that you decide yourself. But in my view, your presentation, whatever it is, should be better as compared to others, and it should reflect the entire concept in that numerical. He is resident in India in at least 2 years out of 10 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year 2021. He is resident in the previous year 1920 as well as 1819. That means you are telling to the reader or examiner that in which year you are telling that person that he is resident. Then you are giving reason also, that for the previous year 1920 he is present in India for 60 days or more, as well as 365 days or more during 4 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year 1920. Since residential status of the previous year 1920 is being determined, relevant previous year becomes 1920. So he is resident in the previous year 1920 on the similar lines. Now, since it is same for other year, then you can simply write on the similar lines he will become resident for the previous year 1890. Then you are telling to the examiner that the condition which is not satisfied is also this. The additional condition which is not satisfied is he is not present in India for a period of 730 days during 7 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year 2021. He is present only for 700 days during 7 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year 2021. Thus, he satisfies only one of the additional conditions. He is therefore resident but not ordinarily resident for the assessment year 21-20. Now the question was a one-line question or two-line question maximum, but answer was also not difficult to get. But what matters is the presentation. So many times students says that my answer was correct, but still I haven't got good marks. Why you are not getting good marks? Because your presentation was poor. You are simply given one answer in rough calculation, but you were not in a position to explain it to the readers. So in future when you join any high post, so what you will write will not be understandable by others. If now you cannot improve, then in which age you improve? That is why in professional examinations, as well as at Government of India's level, big examination or high level examination, presentation matters the most. They will not ask tough questions at very high level. The questions might be simple. So your presentation skills will be checked at different levels of examination. So for every level of examination, the criteria of giving marks is different. So it's my suggestion that you should start building this habit from this Becommoners course itself, that your presentation must be fine. Please raise your hand if you have understood the way of presentation. Any doubt you can ask me, otherwise please raise your hand. If you want to click the screenshot, then please inform me. I will show that. Okay. So now you are comfortable in determining the residential status of an individual. So let us come back to our working screen. So now what is the concept which we have covered till today? How to determine the residential status of individual. Resident, if resident, how do we determine ROR or NOR? Or NR we have already come. But do you know that there are two different types of individuals whom these provisions are not applicable, and those we call it as exceptional. There are two different categories. Exceptional category of individuals. Exceptional categories of individuals where the above rules of determining the residential status are not applicable. So these are two such categories. So there are two categories of individuals where you will not apply these rules, basic condition, additional condition. No, those rules are not applicable. and these categories are introduced first time for our previous year. That means first time we are using it for assessment year 21-22. Before that, these were not applicable in India. So these were introduced first time. So let me give you an idea that why these were introduced. Now see, if someone is non-resident, let me give you an idea. If someone is non-resident, a small discussion. Do you know this non-resident person, when this person is non-resident, for example, he is staying in India for 59 days. He is staying in India for 59 days, so he becomes non-resident. I have not yet discussed with you the tax incidence topic. In the initial class, I told you that first we will learn how to determine the residential status, then we will learn how to determine the tax incidence. But I told you briefly that ROR, RNOR and NR, as far as these three category of individuals are concerned, there are most of the incomes which are taxable for ROR. There are some incomes which are exempt for non-resident, or you can say which are not taxable for non-resident. Similarly, for RNOR also there are some incomes which are taxable and some which are not taxable. But in case of ROR, most of the incomes are taxable, most of the incomes. So what is beneficial for the assessee? Whether as far as from taxation point of view is concerned, what thing is beneficial for the assessee as far as residential status is concerned? Should I be ROR, RNOR or NR? What is beneficial for me as an assessee, not from the tax department point of view?
NR.
NR, because in case of non-resident, most of the incomes are not taxable, most of the incomes. In ROR, most of the incomes are taxable in India. In RNOR, some incomes are taxable and some are not. So from tax planning point of view or tax saving point of view, becoming non-resident is beneficial for me. But what was happening because of that? The same person is non-resident here, and for example, in France, if anyone doesn't stay for more than 40 days, becomes non-resident. So it's possible that the same person is living in France for only 39 days in that year. In Germany, for example, if you don't stay in Germany, for example, for 70 days, you become non-resident. So the same person might be staying for 69 days in Germany. No one can stop me. I can plan my staying as per my own wish. So many high class people, high class means in terms of finance, rich class people, what they were doing or might be doing, they were staying in different countries during 1 year in such a way that for all the countries in which they were staying, do you know their residential status was what? Or might have been what? Or might have been what? What? Non-resident. Country A, country B, country C, country D, staying for 10 days, 15 days. In the world, we have approximately 210 countries. So even if you stay for 2-3 days, you become non-resident in every country. And because of this reason, it is possible that your most of the income will go untaxed, not only in India, but in all the countries. It is possible that most of your incomes were going tax-free. Point clear or not? Raise your hand. Is the point clear? What I wanted to tell you with this discussion, that most of the incomes of such people who were planning their stay in different countries in such a way that they become resident, their most of the incomes were tax-free not only in India but almost in all the countries. That is why, to curb this practice, because ultimately income has to be taxed. If not in India, at least in any other country, it should have been taxed. Because of this reason only, government introduced two exceptional categories last year, which are applicable from this year onwards. First time this year onwards, these are applicable. And because of this, now government says that in these two exceptional categories of individuals, An individual will be always treated as resident and not ordinary resident. Individual will always be treated as resident and not ordinarily resident. So I will not apply in these two categories, which I will discuss with you in the next class. I will not apply the normal rule, basic condition rule or additional conditions. No, there is no need to check that. In these two categories, always a person is RNOR in India by default. The moment that person becomes RNOR, at least some of the incomes which are not taxable when he was non-resident will become taxable because of changing of his residential status. I hope the point is clear. That there are some exceptional, two exceptional categories of individuals where a person is RNOR. There is no doubt. You cannot apply the normal rule. You cannot say that I'm non-resident. No, government says in these two cases you don't check those rules. You simply read these categories. If you satisfy the conditions of these categories, you are RNOR. Please raise your hand if the concept is clear. Theoretical discussion I will do with you in the next class. So that's all for today and goodbye.